get your degree in quotology. Because if you're a critical thinker, since your discipline has not reached the absolute, then you stand on the shoulder of your professor, on the shoulder of the one that wrote the book, and take that discipline further. Otherwise, you are enslaved in that which is supposed to free you. Now follow me. I'm giving you duty now. We live in a world that is constantly evolving. How many of you are studying to be teachers? Would you raise your hand? And how many are teachers? Oh, good. How are you doing? What's going on in your class? I know. Oh, God, it's so difficult. These children, I just don't know. They're so troublesome. So now you can't deal with them. So the nurse has to come and give them Ritalin. You want to drug the babies that you can't teach? What happened to your psychology? Freud and Jung. You are not able to deal with the mind that time has produced with the education of yesterday. So unless the teachers continue to grow, don't ever say, I have my doctorate degree and I don't need to go any further. That's arrogance and ignorance, because as long as you live, you should continue to grow in your discipline. Right? Now, take a look at the minds that you have produced, the young ones. They sit in front of the computer, fingers just going. You can go shopping, leave them right there. You come back and find them there. Not an attention deficit disorder. It's just that their mind is attracted by the computer. And the computer has disciplined their hands and feet, so they're not moving about, creating disturbance at the computer. They're working their game. How come they make such a disturbance in the classroom? They're only 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and they're driving you up the wall. It's because time has produced a mind that the present world's teaching can't handle. And unless we who educate become more educated, our children will be problems to us, and we will think that we have failed them, and we have. And we say, well, I think I'll be a cab driver. I'll make more money as a cab driver. You are underpaid, under-respected, but in truth, what was good yesterday is not good today. And if we don't grow with the time, time leaves us behind. Now here's my wonderful pastor, reverends, brothers, sisters in front of me. You know, all revelation has a time value. It's like a light that is designed to give you light for such and such time. But you hold the light, after a while, I need new batteries. The light in Western civilization is going out because time and the wickedness of the leaders has created a situation that they do not have the wisdom to solve. Now wait, listen, just listen. If we don't have the wisdom to solve the problems of our time, then our civilization is in decline. America is in decline.
That's right.
We're not happy about it. I live here. We live here. It's the only country I know. I've traveled all over the world and been accepted all over the world, but this is where I come back to. This is where I live. So no matter what problems we have had here, we have a right to try to help solve them. Because after all, our sweat, our blood built the country. Our sweat, our blood made America rich and powerful. Our sweat, our blood. So now that our time has come, when the God of the scripture says the wisdom of this world is as foolishness with God, we listen to the so-called scholars and we say, Jesus was right. The wisdom of this world is foolishness. Because you have arrogated to yourself that you are the leader of the world. And while you're talking, the world is passing you by. Duty. Now I put duty on black, brown, red, yellow, and white right then. All night. Right? You love this country? If you love it, you have to do your part to save it from its fall. Tell me something. How could America, in less than 100 years, come from $1 billion in debt to over $15 trillion in debt in 99 years, with $3.5 billion added every day? Debt. Do any of you owe somebody some money? No, but if you think about your debts, how can you smile and be happy and they're telling you the phone is going off? The lights are going off. You didn't pay your mortgage? See, debt and oppression go hand in hand. So when you have a country as great as America, in as much debt as America is in, and they say that with Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, IOUs and entitlements and whatnot, it's $70 trillion. Young people in this audience, you'll never be able to pay that debt. And my dear black brothers and sisters, poor President Obama wants to get a jobs bill passed. And they're fighting him tooth and nail. But the jobs bill is only gonna create 3 million jobs. 24 million Americans out of work or very weak in jobs. Tell me something. Did you think that if the jobs bill passed, that you're gonna get those jobs? No, you won't get them. And you'll be out in Grand Rapids with your picket sign. We want jobs. We want jobs. And Farrakhan would be right there. Why don't you create jobs? Why don't you create jobs? What did you go to school for? Now look at this. I coined a phrase some years ago. He who gives you the diameter of your knowledge circumscribes the circumference of your activity. Now think about this, what I'm saying. Do you know why you're so non-productive? It's the quality of your education. If you have to leave me, thank you for coming. You'll be right back? Good. You know, if we, white and black, Hispanic and Asian, are non-productive, that says something about the quality of our education. Now, why is it that it's a few families that rule? Why is it that there's an elite? And we're not up there, white or black. We always have to look up to this group. Well, if you have to look up to somebody, do you think they gave you equal education to what they received? Don't you know if your education is equal to the next man, they can't rule you? So if you are being ruled, and we are, then we have an inferior education. Oh, I'm coming right to the college now. Universities. Do you think they're really training you, educating you to do something for yourself, or are they educating you or training you to be subservient, where you're constantly looking to others to do something for you, when if you had the right education and the right training, you wouldn't come out of college looking for a job. You'd come out of college with the idea of creating a job for you and others. All right. That's our duty. We have to do it. We can't blame anybody else. We can talk about slavery, it happened. We can talk about the evil effect of slavery because we're still saddled with it. But to lay on that, well, that's why I'm not producing, you know. And I'm so glad that I have food stamps, and thank the Lord, thank the Lord. Well, it won't be long you won't get any food stamps. Because with this austerity budget that's going to come into play, you remember Mr. Romney said, I'm not worried about the poor. They have a safety net. And if something happens to it, we'll deal with it then. See, that's why you don't know Jesus. Because if you knew Jesus in high places, you would be concerned about the poor. Because the poor heard the message of Jesus gladly.
Dear supporters of truth, we need 2 million signatures by February 26, 2023. Let's stand together with our black leaders and demand that the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's good name be removed from all hate group listings. To sign our petition, visit change.org/hands off Farrakhan today.